What the?
This is Dr. Toby Capwell, curator, author, historical advisor, and all-round expert on historical arms and armor. And I'm your host, Dave Jewett, and today we're going to be breaking down a selection of weapons and armor that are as confusing as they are creative, as we break down some of the arms and armor of Monster Hunter Wilds.
It's a big chicken.
It's the big chicken we're going to be turning into our next outfit.
I like that one. That's fun. Can't wait to see what you're going to make out of that.
Yeah, what's your prediction?
Oh, I don't know. I feel singularly unqualified.
Make sure to check out our Patreon for a longer, deeper, extended edition of this episode, as well as over a dozen other Director's Cut episodes. And be sure to check the links in the description below to find Toby's upcoming book and Armorer's album, which is now available for pre-order. Well, we hope you enjoy this video, hit the like button if you do, and now I'll throw it over to Toby.
Oh, I forgot to
There's
mention.
a pussycat.
Yeah, your companion is a cat or a palico, which can also wear armor.
Okay.
But I know there's famous artworks of cats wearing armor, right? And
I don't think so.
is there not?
Well, we're into the pastel color palette here, huh? So all of this is supposed to be made out of a monster.
It can vary between
Like dragon-
tiny monster pieces or metal and
Dragon scales
yeah.
sewn together. That's a big hammer. Is that a hammer?
That's a hammer. It's a big hammer.
God. Well, I guess big monster needs a big hammer, I guess. I mean, under all of that, you know, there's glimmerings of a basic armor construction that makes some kind of sense, accounting for the oversized massiveness of it all. But, you know, there's recognizable leg armor that's got a joint in the right place, and he's got amazing mobility in his arms and shoulders for the size of those pauldrons. You almost never can do this in armor when you have big shoulder plates like that. They just won't do that. But, you know, you're in a fantasy game, I guess you can do what you like. Who's that other giant thing over there?
It's a big horrible spider.
Oh, is that what that
You'll
is?
see more of that thing later.
Oh, good.
So you just saw us fight a Rathalos.
Okay.
This armor set is made of that monster.
Right. Oh, there's almost a glimmering of a Gothic backplate there. So they've used whatever metal they've got, and then they've sort of sewn that together with the dragon scales. Or are the dragon scales going over steel armor underneath?
I think it's both. Some of it is in place of the steel, some of it is covering the steel. My favorite armor designs in the game are when you can see both metal and armor, metal armor pieces and monster pieces sort of combined into one.
I'm reminded of the idea in mythology of how, you know, a hero takes on some of the qualities of the monster that he opposes. It's like the whole hunter has to become his prey kind of thing, or the relationship between the prey and the hunted. And sorry, the pussycat's very distracting. So,
His name's Peanut Butter.
of course. In reference to dragons specifically, in late medieval and Renaissance art, St. George is, of course, one of the most popular saints. It was one of the most popular in the Middle Ages as the patron saint of knights and armorers and really anybody involved in the military process. And quite often in art, St. George is either shown wearing absolutely accurate modern equipment, or he's shown wearing kind of fantasy armor. The Middle Ages and the Renaissance had their version of fantasy armor too. And a lot of times you see St. George wearing armor that's very dragon-like, expressing this idea that the hero kind of can't help but be affected by his fight with the monster, and that something of the monster's identity kind of rubs off on him, or that the hero's visual identity expresses his achievements. And if he's a dragon hunter, then his armor should be dragon-like, you know. That gets literalized into dragon hunters using dragon scales as protection because they're fireproof or whatever. Peanut butter.
It's a horrible spider.
It's a dreadful spider. Anybody who doesn't like spiders is probably going to have a hard time with this game. What is cabbage? There's peanut butter and then there's cabbage. What is cabbage?
That's my girlfriend's cat.
Oh, of course.
Of course.
That scabbard that he's got reminds me of one I saw in a reserve collection in Berlin at the Deutsches Historisches Museum. It's a scabbard for a two-handed sword that's made out of the saw from a giant sawfish. So it's this long extension with these teeth coming off on either side, and they basically just cleaned it out and made it into a scabbard. Looks just like that.
Obviously the weapons need to be this big as well because of the
Of course.
size of the enemies that you're fighting.
Well, I can't. When I look at games like this, I mean, we've looked at giant monster fighting games before, and I just can't help but see them as metaphors. The giant monsters are often metaphors for the power of the natural world, and situations like this often remind me of humanity's relationship with the natural world, smashing it and killing it and cutting it into pieces and making things out of it seems like a fitting metaphor for how we treat the natural world these days. Is this the Freddie Mercury look here? Or what? Those are the biggest basket hilts of any basket hilted sword I've ever seen. Those things are enormous. But what I really want to know is why doesn't the pussycat get a Freddie Mercury pirate outfit?
I didn't include the Palico outfit for this because it's gross.
Oh. Oh, it's not a place I want to spend time.
So you'll often see me trying to attack the tail or something, because you can actually chop them off, which gives you more resources but also denies the monster a weapon to use against you. So you're effectively disarming it as well.
So what's on there you can use?
Oh, you use everything. You don't let it go to waste.
Oh yeah, this looks much more like a kind of Japanese Oni or some kind of demon, huh?
The cat armor's very much like those Chinese statues that are meant to depict is it Zhurong, the god of fire? Those dog statues.
Yeah, this is into the realm of sculpture and statuary, really. We're moving pretty far away from anything recognizable as armor now. But armor and sculpture are related. Okay, so you've taken a piece of its tail and made a weapon out of that.
A piece of something that made it into something. It all goes into the same pot.
This is a thing in fantasy weapon design that seems to me to be super common, or maybe I just notice it a lot, is the idea of the weapon, some kind of bladed weapon that goes backwards on your arm. So like you're extending your arm and the weapon is all back here. And I sort of wondered about the appeal of that, because clearly that's something people like and they respond to. You know, there's like a lot of Japanese stuff, like the Guyver. He's got blades that shoot out backwards out of his elbows. And there's lots of blades on the backs of the arms and things. There's something about it that people like as a shape or something. It does something with the silhouette. Makes absolutely no sense at all as a real weapon.
I guess it could be referring to the tonfa.
Well, any bladed weapon has to have an element of being some kind of reach extension device. Having a weapon that is not only not extending your reach, it's negating your reach. It's just a really strange thing that doesn't really exist in reality. But in fantasy design, it's something people really like. I mean, maybe it has to do with just the human anatomy and like exaggerating the human anatomy and in interesting ways that creates a form that makes the body look fast or sleek, or it's just about like drawing out the lines of the body or something. But it's when you've got blades back here, you're a long way away from reality or anything that will actually work as a weapon.
You see how fast and sleek the use of this weapon is.
You're right. Of course. Well, of course in the game it'll work. Oh, you can kind of see when the close-ups, you can see that the plates are delineated there. It all looked like one sculpture, but actually the different muscle groups are made out of different plates. That's kind of interesting.
I think it plays on the statuesque nature of this set as well, because the texture looks more like wood or stone. It doesn't look like metal or a piece that's come from a monster. It looks like something like wood.
There's another dragon. It's a different kind of dragon or something.
Different kind of dragon. This one has a big, horrible, poison-stinging scorpion tail.
Oh.
But you use it to make one of my favourite sets of armour, so I had to kill many of these. Because you won't get enough resources to make a full set from one monster.
No, of course not.
You have to get many.
No.
Ignore how massive they are.
Never mind that, yes. Did he just eat peanut butter?
He better not have.
Oh, no. Thank God for that. This game does have a really weird appeal. I mean, I can sort of get it. I can't even explain why, but I can sort of get it.
So that monster made this armour. I
Right.
think this is one of my favourite ones. This is where you see most metal, recognisably historically influenced armour, except for, this variant.
Damn. Well, those are big tassets. What can I say? And that is supposed to be feminine in some way?
Yeah, there is a masculine and a feminine
like
set of every armour.
Armored pixie fairy or something?
My partner was actually quite cross that I made her wear this for this shot.
Well, it's far out there, and
At least they're at the front. You've mentioned that before.
yeah.
They're
They're from a protective point of view. I guess they're doing something. They've rendered the male nicely enough. Links are pretty big, but it looks all right. Yeah, that's more obviously just a kind of texture laid over there. Got a couple of the claws from the monster there as footwear accessories.
I like this one because you can see where the pieces of monster have been riveted or grafted to the metal. I don't know, if you were fighting a monster, is this the kind of thing you'd want to throw on?
As far as specialized monster fighting equipment that I've seen in my work on 15th and 16th century arms and armor and artwork, the one thing that really comes to mind is there's a German St. George in Nuremberg, I think, where he has a special kind of spear that's got like a corkscrew shaped spearhead on it. It looks like a giant corkscrew. I don't quite know why that would be good for fighting monsters. The general understanding among knights historically seems to have been that you should try and stab them in the mouth. That the mouth is a really vulnerable area. It doesn't have any armor in there and you can get straight into the vital organs and so forth, bypassing the armored protection rather than trying to get through it. But why a kind of corkscrew shaped head would help you, I don't really know. More research is necessary.
Very quickly, but if you are enjoying this episode, there is a longer, deeper, extended version of this video over on our Patreon. Plus, this August, you can get 50% off Patreon memberships with code SUMMER. By becoming a patron, you not only support the work we do here, but you'll also be able to watch all of our previous episodes and each and every future episode 1 week early. Each patron helps support the work we're doing here at EXP, but whether you follow along on YouTube or join us over on the Patreon, I want to say thank you for watching the video, thank you for supporting all that we do, and now I'll get back to the video.
You're poking the monster in the butt again.
I'm using a switch axe, which can turn from a giant two-handed axe to a long sword.
Oh yeah?
Keeps you versatile, you know?
Yeah, I know. Options.
Your weapons will go blunt while fighting a monster as well, so it can be important to find moments during a battle where you can step back and put an edge back onto your weapon.
Do you ever die in this? I haven't seen you die yet. The monsters don't seem to be winning here. They must win at some point.
That's selective editing on my
part.
part.
I see. It does happen. It's been known to happen.
I fear me falling in battle would only raise further questions, as when that happens, a pair of cats wheel you away on a cart and throw green goo on you to bring you back to life. Obviously.
It's funny that in most historical depictions of knights fighting dragons, they're always concerned to really emphasize that the knight is invincible and that the dragon will never be able to defeat the knight. And they often express that by making the dragons quite small. I mean, you almost never in medieval art will see a knight fighting a dragon that's significantly bigger than he is. Just kind of an interesting point. So that's what that got you?
Yeah.
You're really upstaged by the pussycat.
The cat armor is way better than the human armor.
That's like...
the cat gets this cool samurai armor. I get this.
And a naginata as well.
Yeah.
And you've got something. It's very colorful. Like the sort of flame effects are pretty cool. Has the cat been granted opposable thumbs in this game so it can hold weapons? Yes, it looks like it has. Cat crest, nice.
Little paw prints on the side.
What the? It's a big chicken.
It's the big chicken we're going to be turning into our next outfit.
Oh yeah, well, I like that one. That's fun. Well, you know, the close relationship between birds and dinosaurs and all. Can't wait to see what you're going to make out of that.
Yeah, what's your prediction?
Oh, I don't know. I feel singularly unqualified. You made it into a musketeer costume.
That's right.
And this time, Peanut Butter gets one too.
Yeah, he's like my little squire.
And you see you got the big knees there again. Knee plates don't have to be that big. A jiggly musketeer costume. Well, the rooster feathers and everything.
Armor covering on your front. What's that called? Because that's very evocative of a musketeer.
Yeah,
as well,
yeah. I'm sure there was a specific 17th century term for it, but they're surcoats or coat armors or, you know, something like that. Not sure would it count as a cassock? It's a 17th century garment called a cassock or cassock, which can be unbuttoned and worn open like that, or you can button it up and make a kind of sleeved coat out of it. I'm not sure that's what that's supposed to be or not. I'm kind of useless after about 1600. If this is referring to anything, it's looking kind of 17th century. Was this some kind of gigantic combat knife?
Yeah, it's my great sword.
My friends who are blacksmiths and swordsmiths, very much like my friends who are armorers, often get crazy inquiries to make weird things as commissions. I'm waiting to hear from a swordsmith who's been asked to make that. I bet you somebody's working on it, if it hasn't already been done. He's got oven mitts on. He looks like he's gonna go get that casserole out the oven.
He needs those to carry my standard into battle.
Right. Dave, you're very good at making me feel like I'm completely out of my depth.
If it makes you feel any better, this game makes me feel like I'm out of my depth as well.
I think it's part of the appeal, really.
So from here on out, there's less relationship between the monster I fight and the armour that I've got. This armour is made out of multiple little monsters.
Oh.
So I've had to kill a bunch of insects.
It does. I was just thinking that. It looks very beetle-like, the sort of chitin armour. They've captured the textures really nice. I mean, it's sort of recognizable as chitin or crustacean-like forms. And it's like the body parts are never going to be the exact shape you need. And this is kind of neat because they're making it out of pieces that aren't exactly the right shapes, really, but they're just doing the best they can with what they've got from the animal.
I don't know if you agree, but the helmet to me looks something close to a sallet made out of bugs.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, I mean, you've got that idea of a helmet that only extends down to the sort of level of your upper lip or something. That immediately is one of the things that kind of cues you into thinking sallet. And some sort of reptilian bear-like thing? What is that?
Don't know what it is, but it's about to make me a new pair of shoes. Been thinking about, armor made for monster fighting, having something real spiky sort of makes sense.
Yeah, and there's
chomping down on that.
There's a mythological precedent for that, of course. You have, for example, the tale of the Lambton worm, where Sir John Lambton comes home to find his manor beset by an evil serpent that many heroes have tried to slay, and they've come and chopped it up into pieces, but the pieces immediately grow back together bigger and stronger than it was before. And nobody knows how to kill this thing, and he goes and sees a witch, and the witch says, put blades all over your armor. Festoon your armor with blades, and then trick the monster into fighting you in midstream, in the middle of the river where the current is fast flowing. So the monster comes and attacks him in the river, and he's got all the blades, and the monster coils itself around him like a python, and the blades cut it to ribbons, and the pieces fall in the river and get swept away before they can grow back together. So there's one instance of a historical bladed armor. It's not a totally modern idea. The singular appeal of spikes sticking out everywhere is quite modern, though, I think. And the problem with all of those is when you're covered in spikes or you've got spikes sticking out, it's just as dangerous to your friends as it is to your foes, or even more so. Putting like a unicorn spike on the horse's chevron or something, it's more likely, to stick that through the head of your squire or your horse attendant than it is to do anything bad to the enemy. All right, what's going on here?
Yeah, this one carries a very heavy death motif, but just various bones, jaws, teeth.
The bones were never going to be far away, were they? Really, let's face it.
Use every part of the animal.
Yeah, right. The animal has 3 lower jaws?
Use every part of multiple animals.
We're back to the giant frog, bear, lizard tongue monster.
Yeah, I needed matching gloves.
Oh.
For my shoes.
Peanut butter is getting stuck in over there.
Not something I bet you thought you'd say today. There's me rolling around shooting the monster. It takes me a while to realise that I can use the weapon mounted. So you can become, something close to a dragoon.
Oh, right.
Helps keep me at range from the monster.
Uh-huh. Historically, this is what cavalry armed with firearms could never achieve. And they desperately wanted exactly this, which was the ability for cavalry to have a multi-shot capability. But for the whole period, pretty much when horses were still being used, one of the great challenges in the development of early firearms was how to come up with a multi-shot weapon. We take it for granted, but it's actually really hard in the early history. Once you have the technology available to make seriously effective multi-shot weapons, horses are immediately obsolete because they all get killed, because your opponent has machine guns as well. Now what on earth is this?
The armor set's called the Ingot armor set, so entirely metal, and I've paired it with a lance and shield that has a nice castle.
And some tiling, motif. Nice tiling. I like the tiles. Nice color choices there. Being upstaged by peanut butter again.
You prefer peanut butter's armor?
It's just very distracting. Father Christmas is back and he's pissed off.
Yeah, white trim on red cloth really just says Christmas.
It's sort of unavoidable.
The lance's range can actually be very helpful if a monster's just like hovering above you, because you can use the comedically long lance to jab at it in the sky.
It's not super long, it's just really thick. Even he looks like he's really struggling with that thing.
But remember, this is all for the good of the environment.
Right.
And not just because we want to look good.
What the?
Yeah, this one's more about the weapon. That's the hunting horn. Basically a giant saxophone in this version.
I'm just trying to think of, what... I mean, we've seen one that's supposed to look like a pirate, and another one that looks like a musketeer, and what is this supposed to look like exactly? Like some kind of like Arctic explorer or something? I mean, what are they conjuring?
I think this is a look of their own. I think this is what they think a monster hunter.
A balloonist, maybe? Arctic balloonist?
But the hunting horn is a peculiar weapon because it's not only a blunt weapon, because obviously it's a huge chunk of metal,
right?
But you should actually use it as an instrument as well to buff your allies. So you're like the musician in an army. Again, it's a stretch even by my as I was planning out the clips, but I thought, well, there's historical precedent for musical instruments in a medieval military, or even beyond.
And it stays in tune. I sort of would love to be in like the board meeting where they came up with this, Okay guys, what is the weirdest stuff you've come up with this week? The stuff you threw away, you thought it was too out there, whatever you got, let's put it in.
Any final thoughts on Monster Hunter?
I feel drained. I feel drained and very confused. And Peanut Butter the cat is going to stick with me for a long time.
As he should.
Thank you all for watching. We hope you enjoyed this episode. Fans of Toby, fear not, as by the time you're watching this, we would have just recorded a bunch more episodes featuring Dr. Capwell, so keep an eye out for those coming very soon. You can find more of Toby's work, as well as a link to pre-order Toby's new book and Armour's album in the description below. And as always, a huge shout out to all of our supporters over on Patreon for helping make all of these episodes happen. Like the video if you enjoyed, leave your suggestions in the comment section below, and be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on any future content. But until next time, thank you again for watching, and we will see you real soon.